Well, thank you very much for those who are watching this video. It's a live recording, but probably a live video, a live for those who are directly watching, a video for those that are gonna watch it afterward. Anyways, well, welcome and thank you for your time. Um, in any case, if you're live right now and if you're watching the video afterward, but thank you. I wanted to take a minute or take a moment to say thank you to all of our subscribers. I was running to get this water, so sweating there. Yeah, yeah. So thank you for those who had subscribed, and thank you also for those who had leave a comment under the videos, previous live and videos. And also thank you for those who are watching that haven't subscribed yet. I believe that have not yet give you um, the results probably you're expecting in order for you to subscribe. But I'm working on that. So thank you for being there anyways. And I believe this live will be about compliments. I mean, well, we can dive straight into it. A compliment, in my definition, might be different for someone else, is some nice word, some really thoughtful words you have about someone based on something they have done, probably, or based on their appearance, based on um, an experience you had lived with them, and based on anything. You just have something nice to say about someone. It will be considered as a compliment. And I mean, compliment is something positive. I mean, overall. And when it comes to compliment, there are some compliments that doesn't necessarily have good intentions behind it. Yeah, not so good intentions. I mean, someone can give you a compliment and doesn't really believe in that compliment. They're probably in the moment, they're probably trying to get your attention. They have they have something else going on in their minds. You probably wouldn't know if the light come on their actions or the light comes on their thoughts, and you realize where exactly they stand based on the compliment they had given to you, or they are constantly praising you, and they're probably stabbing you behind your back. Yeah, they're probably they're probably targeting your emotions because most of the times the compliments are there to make you feel good, to play on your emotions. Um, Most of the times they bear good intention, and some other times you might see it's probably because of one's interest in getting something from you, or to make you feel some type of way. They'll probably give you a compliment there, here and there. But it's probably because of your status too. You get to a degree in life, you get to a stage where everybody's just giving you compliments for no reason. Also, I mean, you might be asking to yourself how this might be a problem to me. I mean, if a compliment is being made in a good it's perfect. But it's if in the case where a compliment is not made and wasn't made in a good intention, and you don't really feel, I mean, your gut feeling is something you should trust, because most of the time, I mean, you should not jump into conclusion, but most of the time your gut feeling is probably telling you the truth, what you should be watching out for, what you should be worried about, what you should avoid, what you should basically prevent yourself from indulging in it. Yeah. So trust your gut feelings when it comes to compliment, because I was listening to that audiobook and they were mainly talking about compliments, and one thing that I want to share with you is if you are in a situation where you would be giving a compliment, or you would share your thoughts, your feeling regarding someone, do it with a good intention, because most of the time if you do it and it bears a bad intention, a bad emotion, bad mojo, the other end will probably receive the vibe from it. Yeah, and you should be careful about the compliments you're putting out there, and you should be careful about the thoughts you are putting out there in general, compliment especially. And to get back to the the bad the bad side of the compliment is the compliment may keep you in a stage, on a mindset where you are not seeing the reality as it should be. You have this inflated ego. You have um, those emotions that are holding you down. um, when I say holding you down, is they are preventing you from achieving, or from getting um, to a stage where you would understand the situation, where you would see yourself, where you would detach yourself, you would do an introspection, where you would analyze yourself for what you are. Because this channel is all about self improvement, not to the detriment of destroying someone, not to the detriment of losing yourself by being selfish, but to try to get to a stage where you understand yourself, your place in society, and people around you, how your life is being affected by your decision, by others' decisions, and how yourself is impacting others around you. What are the good impacts, or what are the influences you bring out to the world? So those some of the things you should be mindful of, in my opinion. And this gives you a fair advantage on understanding. Um, I have learned that psychology is the study of the soul. You study the soul. What it implies is um, the introspection first is you analyzing yourself for the good, for the bad doing. You keep yourself accountable for your action. You check up on yourself from probably what you're bringing to the world. And one aspect of the psychology is you are analyzing other people around you. You're understanding their behavior. Because someone you are not capable of understanding, you should stay away from that person. If you are very good at analyzing others, you understand their nature, you can keep them around. But if you cannot understand someone and you cannot understand their nature, you cannot figure it out where they stand. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they sometimes good, sometimes bad? Do they have good intention for you? Do they have good intention around others? If you're not catching up to the fact that you should understand those people and you're not understanding them the way you should, that person might represent a danger for yourself, for your soul. I mean, you should know the person that you have around you, not just because they are smiling with you, not because they're calling themselves friends, not because you consider them as friends. And one thing I want to mention regarding friendship is most of the times you'll probably be the friend of the person, but the person might not be your friend. In their soul, deep in their soul, deep in their thoughts, deep in their eating in their actions, they are not your friend. You should be analyzing those people as you study them, you study their soul, you study their actions, you study their behavior for you to really, really catch up to those person. And this rules applies in everything. This rules applies in friendship. This rules apply in relationship, any kind of relationship, partnership. This applies everywhere. Where you are making money, where you're not making money, where you are having fun, where you're not having fun. Any place, any situation, you should be in a situation where you start studying people, you start understanding. I believe there is a saying that says something around asking God to watch out for your enemy, for your watch out for your friends, and you will be watching out for your enemies. Because if you know that someone is your enemy, you understand that they are your enemy. You already see their action. You know that they are against you, probably against an idea that you have, probably against an action that you're trying to put into the world. But some of your friends, you don't know them. It's probably a facade. It's probably um, the picture perfect that they want to show to you, and you should be good psycholog enough to understand those person, to try to figure out what kind of friends that you have it. I'm not saying you should go around and just doubting your friendships, but analyzing them should be one of your priority. Try to understand what kind of friendship you have should be your priority. Yeah, that's something you should probably look out for. And to get back to the compliments that you're receiving, probably some of the compliments you're receiving will make you take actions that you probably wouldn't take. You have to watch out to the compliments that you're receiving, the compliments that people are just giving out to you. This is probably keeping you on a stage where you're not fully bringing or working on your skills, on your talents, probably. I mean, I might take an example is if nobody around you is probably is telling you that, man, I don't like the way um you address people, for example. Instead, they they always tell you that you, or either they don't tell you, or either either they never mention anything wrong about the way you are addressing people, or they are encouraging you based on the actions that they are taking based on what you just done, or probably in that specific situation, and you take proud to it, and you keep on doing it, and you keep on doing it. It's probably a racist comment, for example. It's probably a gesture that you're doing with your face, an expression. It's probably anything that is visible to others around you. They do not care enough for you to tell you they don't like that, they don't want you to do that, or they will just straight up encourage you in this behavior. So you should watch out for those. And when it comes to compliment, if they are complimenting you on this behavior, on this way of speaking, for example, if okay, if they if you, for example, like to swear. I don't swear very often. I don't swear at all. If you like to swear, and let's say when you swear, some of your friends say, "I like the I like the way you talk. I like the way you address certain things." You would never see a change in this behavior of you swearing if no one tells you you swear too much, bro. You swear too much, or you swear at people too much, or you swear at me too much, or you swear in general too much. Either one of those comments, if nobody mention or even say something about certain behavior that you have, you'll probably go on with that behavior, and this behavior will be detrimental for you, for your relationship, um, for your own growth. Those are some of the things you probably should look out for. And I mean, I have this understanding from one specific situation. Um, the word boss, you probably you probably working at a place. You have a boss. You have someone that is um, higher than you, that had given you that job, that position, probably, that had hired you. It will be considered as your boss. And sometimes you probably call your boss boss. But I see this term being used in other settings. I mean, amongst friends, yes, some of your friends probably will call you boss, your boss, something like that. You just spend some type of money, you just act a certain way, they put you in that high stage where they would call you boss as a compliment. It's probably for a behavior that's probably not benefiting you at all. They're calling you boss. You feel that you're the man. And in this situation, this is where I would consider a compliment as something that is detrimental to you, to your progress. You do something that is not beneficial for you, for society, for people around you, but you get to a point where someone is calling you, is putting you, is giving you that compliment, that treatment that makes you feel that you are a boss, that you are the man, you are right to do so. your right to act that way, your right to spend that money, your right to do certain things to certain people. That is one example of how a compliment can be bad for you. And I'm gonna use the same word. I mean, going around, you'll see people. Um, I don't think it's made in a bad intention. People that you probably do not know. Um, let's say you hold on to the door for them in the lift, the elevator. So they say thank you, boss. I mean, everybody says it, or should I say, a lot of people say it. They they put it in this relaxed way. You see what I mean? It's just they call you boss. I mean, I don't believe it's made in a bad in a bad light. They are trying to inflate your ego or something like that. They don't know you like that. Yeah, but it's something common that I've seen. I mean, personally, this is not something I indulge in. I'll call you sir because I don't know you like that to call you boss. But I can call you sir. I can call you gentleman. I can give you a title that is suitable to you and that represent the respect that I want to project or the respect that I want to give you as someone that I do not know. I believe that respect is the base of any relationship. Any relationship starts with a good environment where respect is key. You have to respect your friend, you have to respect your business partner, you have to respect your partner in life in order for you to show love. Basically, you have to respect the person first before any other connection, deeper level of connection. I mean, for men also, I would rather a person, my partner, to respect me. Because as men, I don't know if I would speak for everyone, as men, the level of respect you show me can translate or is equal to the level of love that you have for me. You respect a set of culture, you respect someone else's religion, you respect someone else's choice in life. It doesn't necessarily mean you accept them. It doesn't necessarily mean you agree with them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you would do the same, but you should respect. I mean, I don't have to love you. You don't have to love someone. Not everybody will love you. But if everyone can respect you or the person you get into contact with can respect you, it's it's key. One prime example is someone might disrespect, hate the president, for example, a president, let's say any president, anyone that is at a higher level of authority over you. You say whatever you want when they are not there, but when you're in their presence, you will show respect. You gotta show respect because not showing respect would probably have a direct impact on your life, on your income, on your status, on your position in life, on your job, on your revenue. So you have to show respect. You might not condemn all of their action, but you have to show respect anyways. So to get back to the thing is, out of respect, I'll call you sir. Out of respect, I'll call any man a gentleman. I'll refer you to you as a gentleman, to you as a if I if I do not know you, I'll refer you as this gentleman. Sir, excuse me, sir. I'll give you the respect that I want to receive. You show the respect that you want to receive, regardless of someone orientation in life, of someone direction in life, where they are aiming for. You show them respect. That's the minimum. That's where you start, in my opinion. You show the respect and you expect the same respect back. If the person is not giving you the respect back, you probably get away from the environment that they are in, out of respect for yourself and out of respect for them. You don't have to disrespect them. You just have to get away from them, probably dissociate yourself from their environment, out of respect for yourself, self-respect. So you will see people calling you boss. You're probably not a boss. You probably didn't work enough on yourself to be called a boss. I'm not a boss. I'm probably working towards that goal, but I'm not a boss. If you want to be my friend, call me a friend. If you don't know me enough, call me sir. If you know my name, call me by my name. I don't want anything that I do not deserve yet, that I haven't worked for yet. So don't get too comfortable where someone is probably giving you a compliment and where you haven't worked for that compliment yet. I was listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I hope I don't kill the name. In his book, it was referring to when someone is talking about when he meet new people at the gym and he's asking them, what do you what do you come to the gym for? He's just trying to have a nice chat with people, try to get them um, comfortable in this in the environment, at the gym. And people usually said to him, quote, I mean, referring to what he said, um, they are trying to get in shape. And the following question that he has for them is, what are you getting in shape for? Because you should have your own goals on what you consider as being in shape. Is being in shape is losing 10 pounds? Is being in shape means that you are an elder person and you want to be able to probably lift up your grandsons, your granddaughters? It's being in shape is you're not out of breath when you're walking up the stairs. It's being in shape is you're eating more healthier and you're losing some of the body fat that you probably don't need. It's being in shape is gaining more muscles. You have to understand what is getting in shape mean to you. So you got to know what you're getting this compliment for. Have you worked for it? Are you working for it to get to that stage where this compliment would make more sense You're not, you should not get too comfortable with compliments all over the place. You won't make any progress. You don't have anyone that is screaming in your ears that is telling you to be humble, to really consider the stage that you are in life and how you can get to that next stage where you could be probably be more entitled to receive the title of being a boss. There is one way to look at it. I'm not trying to get a problem out of the fact that someone is calling you boss. I am thinking about the place or the state of mind that you probably in and what you should work for in order to get where you want to be, because people out there is flattering you, a flattering, when someone is flattering you, they are basically giving you cheap compliment. They are telling you something you probably want to hear in order to gain something out of you. Don't be flattered with cheap compliments. You should instead work on yourself and to really understand, what am I doing? What am I doing to receive that compliment? Have I worked for it? Am I working to get to that stage where this compliment would make more sense? I mean, any compliment can be from the person that is giving it. Okay, for the person that is receiving, let's say if I'm receiving a compliment, the person that is giving me that compliment can do it from two places: a good place or a bad place from their heart. But as a person that is aware of myself, of my achievements, of my goals, I would do an introspection where I would analyze those compliments. Do I deserve this compliment for myself? Am I getting too comfortable receiving those compliments while I'm not working towards my goal? You've done something and everybody's complimenting you, and you get so comfortable you don't work harder to get to the next stage of your talent, to probably uplift yourself to the next stage, to bring out the best out of you. You should aim to get the best out of you. The thing that you had just achieved is already the past. The future should be your future goals. Don't indulge your compliment for too long. You might get a little bit too comfortable where you just indulging in those old compliments of on those old achievements. Work on yourself, work harder. Am I working harder? I had to receive this compliment for this first stage, but I should work hard, even harder, to get to probably a higher stage where this compliment would probably make more sense. I'm not saying you should not receive a praise, but do not get too comfortable in a praise, in a praise where you would so much so indulge in that praise and you're not aiming for higher. You get to that new um, tax bracket and you get so comfortable. If that if that is your goal, if that is that the final destination, is that the final means, yes, you made it. Indulge in your compliments. But if that is not where you want to be, If that is considered as a stage in your eyes, why are you getting so comfortable with those compliments? You're not trying to achieve more. Why aren't you trying to get to that higher stage in life, higher stage in your career, higher stage in your income, higher stage in your business, higher stage in your relationship, higher stage in the knowledge that you have? It's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily referring to a degree or something like that, but it's anything that you probably have done. You had gotten a little bit of compliments regarding that achievement, and you're getting so comfortable you haven't made any moves, any steps in quite a while. Why? You're getting too comfortable. You are getting too comfortable. Stop indulging those past compliments. You're getting too comfortable. Yeah, so to get back to it, it's really consider the compliments that you're receiving. Are they first coming from a good place? Second, are they keeping me in a position where I'm not seeing the best out of myself through your actions, through your achievements? Are those compliments is just flattery from that person have have to figure it out who that person is to really understand that person's point of view on certain things? Do that person know you like that to give you that compliment? Yeah, the goal here is work on yourself. Is the goal also is to be your best critic. Be your best critique. Do not, do not, do not misunderstand. Be your best critic as you have to put yourself down, but you have to dissociate yourself from the goods feelings that you have based on the achievement and to come up with the next hit, the next step, the next goal, the next achievement, the next. It's not that you're not satisfied, but I believe that you probably have more potential or more potential than what you have just shown, than what you have just accomplished. You're probably more in store for them, for yourself first. So be your best critique. Give someone a compliment from a good place. If there is no need for a compliment, do not give a compliment. Give the critique because the critique also is there to help the person on their growth. Be the critique for your friends. If you believe that you're a friend to that person, you have to give them the critique, the constructive critiques. Don't give me a compliment when you definitely know that this compliment, this is not what I need. Yeah, I mean, because of the fact that not everybody will give you a compliment knowing that this is what you need, and also knowing it's not from a good place, you should be comfortable enough to just indulge in those compliments. Be your critic first, understand what is the potential impact or the potential results of that compliment in my life, and be a good critic, or give a compliment when it's needed to anyone around you, you would see something. It's even harder for someone to say, I'm proud of you. You have done a great job. It's so hard for someone to give you those type of compliment than to call your boss or you made it. When someone put their heart into a compliment, you will feel it. It's different than just calling you a certain type of way or just complimenting you of something you probably lying to yourself. I haven't done anything to deserve that compliment. Or I have done something that down the road that's gonna be detrimental to my finances, that's gonna be detrimental to my family, that's gonna be detrimental to my soul, and you see people giving you compliment on that. Why? Why, as a friend, they are giving you those compliments? Why, as a person that should be working on themselves, you are receiving knowingly that those compliments are not probably coming from a good place, or they are not really helping you? Why are you indulging in those compliments? You're not working on yourself. I mean, whenever you are seeing someone giving you compliments, that's probably the sign you should work harder. That is probably the sign you should work harder, in my opinion. When anyone gives you a compliment, try to work harder than what you would have normally um, done, achieve, or anything. Try to get to that next stage where you probably do more. I believe the moment you take those compliments for granted, you will lack the desire on achieving more. You will lack the desire on doing something greater than yourself. Remember, when I say self, it's not necessarily connecting to being selfish. It's it's me trying to tell you that you should be aware of yourself, of your actions, of the things you have done, of your goals, of your emotions, of your achievements, of your actions. Self awareness. It's not selfish. I'm taking time to think on my finances. It's not selfish. After deeper thoughts or after a deep reflection, I probably have to spend less time outside. It's not being selfish. Selfish. You probably lose some good mate. It's not being selfish. It's you doing an introspection, self-assessment, and you see your position, you see where you are and where you want to go, the goals that you want to achieve, and you work on them. Try not to be selfish. And also, if you had discovered a secret, probably try to share it. You should probably try to share it with your friends, with your close friends, with anyone that is around you. Spread good thoughts. If you have discovered something great, you should share it to anyone that is ready to receive it. Not everybody is ready to receive it, but you should try to aim for that. You aim for sharing something positive, sharing something good that you had discovered, Because if you are successful, you have the obligation of showing a good example, being good to people around you. Because if you get successful, it's not only you benefiting from your success. It's not only you. People count on you. That's why parents invest so much. When I say invest so much, it's not necessarily finances. They invest in you because they believe in your success. And if you become successful, your success is their success. And if you become successful, you're not only being successful for yourself, you're being successful for them. You're being successful for your city. You're being successful for your race, probably. You're being successful for your religion. You're being successful for your team. You belong to something. You're being successful for God. He has a good servant. You belong to something. You belong to someone. Your success is not only impacting your life, your success is impacting others' life. Yeah, so work on yourself. Do not indulge in any type of compliments. It's a sign for you to probably work harder. It's probably a sign for you to assess yourself, to check up on yourself to see if you have made it, to check up on yourself to see if you had deserved that compliment. And if a compliment is deserved, please give it. Give a compliment to a friend of yours. Give the compliment to your wife. Give the compliment to your boss, actual boss, if it is the case. Do it from a good place, deep in your soul, deep in your heart. Give a compliment that you would like to receive. Give a compliment that would move you. Don't give a cheap compliment. Don't give the generic compliment. Give a good compliment and try to understand the place where your compliments are coming from, because you probably know yourself enough to know that I'm giving that compliment from a good place, but you don't know, you probably don't know the person enough to know if they are giving you a compliment from a good place. So you have to keep check up on yourself, knowing where this compliment is coming from. Well, thank you very much for being present with me. I'm grateful for anyone that had subscribed, that had leave a like. I mean, starting that journey, I was hoping to at least start with one like. I mean, one subscriber was already the first goal. I'm grateful for you being part of the journey with me. And thank you for your comments. Do not forget to subscribe. There is more to come. And there is an upcoming podcast in the near future. It's it will be in Creole, Haitian Creole, and I have other projects that I'm working on, but this is one of the main things that I want to announce today for those who speak Creole, um, Haitian Creoles. In this this podcast will be for you. I believe the youth, the young Haitians, anyone that can be inspired should listen to something that is good coming from me. I have this podcast with some friend of mine that I had from over 10 years, that I have from over 10 years. and we have some great thoughts that we want to share in Creole. That's our first podcast. It will be Matika. Um, and this is a project that I'm working on. Beside the others, um, because we are trying. I am trying to bring you something valuable. If you're spending 20 minutes, 5 minutes on the internet, and you probably watch one of my video, I wanna I want that time to be a good time, something valuable to you, something you're probably not dashing your soul in the mud. Well, seriously, yeah, I'm trying to bring something valuable to you, to anyone that is listening. Well, thank you very much for being present. Thank you for your comments. Do not forget to leave comments. Do not forget to leave likes. Do not forget to subscribe. And I'll see you on the next live. And I'll probably be outside, hopefully. As I said in the previous live, I believe that I was saying that I would try some Asian food, mainly Indian. Probably I'll try to get to a nice place and eat based on their recommendations. I try to eat based on their recommendations. And yeah, so there is more to come. Thank you for being part of of the Rise Up with JP. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for being part of the family. I'm hoping to hear from more from you. I'm hoping to see more of you. I'm hoping to do more in collaboration with you, because this is this is for us, me and you all guys. This is for us. This is why I call this channel Rise Up with JP. I believe sharing that is elevating me and elevating you. Well, thank you very much for being present, and I'll see you in the next live. And have a wonderful rest of your time based on where you are. Thank you very much.